Brunson allow him to operate at the top. 101. Brunson gets it, fires up a three. Shot no good. The chip, it's gone. It's gone.
All right, so this episode we're going to be creating a power ranking together. We both have individual lists here, and then we're going to come to a consensus just working through this. So we'll basically come to an average. If you have a team at 30 and I have them at 1, they will be the 15th best team in the league, right?
Okay.
So coming in at number 30, who do you have?
The Sacramento Kings.
Oh, so the Kings, I don't actually have them at 30, but I understand why most people are probably going to have them there. Pretty bad.
Well, I mean, I'm a Kings fan. It's just we're not showing any promising factors of like doing anything good.
Yeah, now that I know it's just Summer League. Darius Acuff, I still believe in. I think that he'll...
Oh, yeah, me too.
I don't have them too much higher than 30, but I don't have them exactly at 30.
Me putting them at 30, it's not because of Darius Acuff. I just think the Kings are just like everything. There's like Darius Acuff, he's not playing amazing, but everything else is just pretty bad.
I also think like fully healthy, I think their roster, just top to bottom, is better than the Pelicans roster. And also that includes coaching, because like I don't know what the Pelicans are doing in any way, shape, or form.
And their medical staff, like they need to be investigated.
Yeah,
because some of their players being out and injuries and stuff, it's like I don't know.
So yeah, I think like top to bottom, like I'm not a big believer in Jeremiah Fears. He's not really my cup of tea. Derek Queen, I didn't really get it. I don't really think
I think he could be like a decent role player. Nothing special.
But then you trade, like that year that they drafted him, they traded this year's pick, which ended up being Kingston Fleming's for the Hawks.
Yeah.
Which I actually love that for the Hawks, but we'll get to them here in a minute. The Pelicans, though, I just don't think the fit really makes sense, right? At least like Acuff, he matches up well with Sabonis. Like he would play well with Sabonis. And then you have like Keegan there. You have, of course, Neek Clifford still developing. Maxime Reynel is still developing. And then I loved the second round pick, the guy from Houston. I'm blanking on his name right now, but Sharp, is that his name?
Emmanuel Sharp.
Yeah,
on the Kings.
I love his draft.
Oh, dude, he even at Houston when they went, not last year but the year before, when they went on that run to the championship. They didn't win, obviously, but he was playing amazing.
And this year in the tourney, I thought he played way better than Kingston Fleming's. Like overall, he showed that leadership. Like Kingston Fleming's just looked like a true freshman out there, which obviously he was, right?
Yeah.
But I think Sharp showed that, like, hey, sticking around college, I'm kind of a ready to play in the league kind of guy, and he showed that in the summer league too.
Yeah.
So I have them at 29. The Sacramento Kings. I got the Pelicans at 28.
I have the Pelicans at 29. So
okay, so 1-1.
Yeah.
So we can go with that. We'll go with Kings at 30, Pelicans at 29.
Okay.
At 28, I have the Grizzlies.
Okay.
Who do you got?
The Bucks.
The Bucks. Okay. Yeah. The only thing about the Bucks, I really liked Braden Burries in summer league.
Yeah.
And I think like Braden Burries, Tyler Hero, they have Kasparas Yakuchonis, Jaime Jaquez, etc. I thought that roster, like,
I definitely did the Bucks dirty. I kind of just saw the Bucks and I was like, I was hating. This was like a rough kind of.
They are going to be bad for sure, and we're talking one, or I guess the third 29A and 29B kind of thing. Like they're both going to be pretty bad teams.
Where do you have the Bucks at?
Right after them. So we're talking.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the Bucks. Like I believe in Braden Burries a lot more as like star potential than I do Boozer. I think Boozer fits more as like a role player. I think not really carrying a squad. Now, I do like what Memphis has going on. I think they'll be a young, exciting summer league team to watch, but I just don't think that's going to portray a lot to wins versus like, I think Tyler Hero is going to have a very dominant, like, I think he's going to have a baller season. He might average 26.
But also, like, he's going to have a dominant season because he's going to have the ball in his hands a lot, but I feel like it's going to be, if he does get a 26, it's going to be an ugly 26. It's going to be an ugly 26.
I agree. I don't think it'll be efficient at all, but I think that he'll be an all-star for sure. I can't say that about any player on the Grizzlies.
Yeah, I could see him being an all-star.
Yeah, because like I mean, who else is scoring the ball? You know, Miles Turner. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, obviously Braden Burries, Nate Nement. I think he showed he's just not ready yet. Give him a year or
Maybe
two.
they still have he was a point guard. He was like the only good player besides Giannis. Ryan.
Oh, Ryan Rollins. Yeah, he'll be
Ryan,
pretty
yeah.
solid as well. Yeah, and that's where I mean they might have a little bit of a clog jam right there with the guard position where I would have expected them to have rerouted Tyler Hero at this point, but it being his hometown and everything, I think he's really going to show out this year as like not I guess like most improved wouldn't make sense because he's already been pretty consistent right around that 16 to 20 point range, but I don't think he's going to take that much of a leap. But still, somebody's got to score the ball over there. And then the Grizzlies, you know, like we said, young, fun, exciting team.
And then I had the Grizzlies at 27.
Yeah, so we're right around the same spot.
Yeah.
So where does that put us? Number 26, Chicago is where I have Chicago at 26.
Okay. I have the Jazz.
Ooh.
Just because like they were so bad this year.
Yeah.
And like I think DP is gonna play great.
Yeah.
Like I don't think he's gonna play bad at all. Especially with like, did you hear why he was having such bad cramps?
No.
It's because he was taking like a boatload of creatine, and so that's why he kept cramping.
Yeah.
Was because like, and I don't even see what's the point of like taking hella creatine when you're a basketball player. Like it doesn't really help you at all.
I think he's just trying to put on pounds.
Yeah, but he was taking hella creatine, and that's why he was always cramping middle of the game.
That's fair.
Was because he was just on hella creatine. So now it's kind of like I'm a little bit less worried about like him not being able to play because hopefully he's just like stopped taking a freaking heck ton of creatine.
I will say that I have the Jazz about 4 or 5 spots ahead of them, or ahead of this, probably around, I mean, we'll get to the number here in a second, but the thing about the Jazz, they benched Lauri Markkanen partway through the year. They
I totally
benched
forgot
Jaren
about
Jackson partway through the year.
I'm not gonna lie, I totally forgot about that.
So that's why I have them a lot higher, is because like I think they're coming in. I think Ace Bailey another year under his belt because he's only 20. And then DP, you know, he's obviously a rookie, top 3 pick. And then you of course have, you know, the Jarens and the Lauri. I question like the full, like I don't really know the fit of Ace Bailey, DP, and Keontae George. But I think they're still gonna win regular season games.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of was blanking on the fact that they low-key have like a lot of weapons.
They did what the Wizards did, and they traded and then just stashed those guys for the season. They're like, let's just be garbage so we can get good picks, and then yeah. So, but yeah, with Chicago, I had them so low because although I like the whole like slap mentality, them being like long, athletic. That's the player mentality they want. I just don't love the roster as of this moment. I love Caleb Wilson. I think he's my number 1 rated player coming out of this class.
Oh yeah, he's been balling.
But does he provide enough in his rookie season? You know, like Cooper Flagg wouldn't have provided enough in the Mavs rookie season to have done, you know, too much in my power ranking. But you know, that's fine. It always does that. Speaking of Cooper Flagg, I have Dallas next.
At 25?
Yeah, 25. Because now we're getting into a little, maybe we should go back and just kind of solidify this. So we had Sacramento as the worst team, then the Pelicans.
Okay.
And then we had Memphis and the Bucks, right? I think we'll just go, since those were similar. Now, where did you have Chicago?
I'm not.
Oh no.
22.
22. I had them at 26, so that falls there 24. And then I had Utah at 25, 24, 21, and you had them at 26. So it puts them at 23.
Yeah. Except maybe put like Utah at 22. Not gonna lie.
22, not 26 or something like that.
Oh wait, what do you have Utah at?
Or I have Utah at 21. Sorry.
And we're gonna maybe put like.
You're saying because you forgot about Jaren and Lauri.
Yeah, I don't want to put him at 26.
That's fair.
I want to put him like 22 or like 23 because I did him kind of dirty.
Okay, so then move everyone up a spot. your next up would have been after Utah. Who was next?
The Nets.
Brooklyn. Okay, so I have Brooklyn after Dallas here, so that works. So we'll put Brooklyn as the 26th team in the NBA. That's fair. Let's talk Brooklyn. So Brooklyn, I think, is a team that just I don't love really what they got going on. I love Igor. I think he's the one of the 5 first-round picks that will actually hit. But Mikal Brown Jr. looks all right to me. Like Michael Porter Jr. and Julius Randle, though, I think are going to be negative assets to help their development.
I think Michael Porter Jr., he's good on a team like the Nuggets, for example, but in charge of his own team, he's like the last person that you want to have be the best player on your team because he only impacts himself. And he doesn't he has a winning impact if he's on a winning team. If he's on a losing team, he doesn't have a winning impact because he kind of needs others around him to actually make him effective.
Yeah, and then with his current role, it's going to be kind of like, in his eyes, it almost feels like, oh, I have the green light no matter what. Yeah. So screw getting Mikal Brown Jr. the ball or Igor the ball. Let me just do my thing and cook.
Yeah.
And, that's just not going to equate to good ball play for...
No.
And then you throw Julius Randle on top of that, and you're like... And now they have a hole at center. I mean, they have, Noah Clowney. Day'Ron Sharpe. I think he's there.
Yeah, I just don't like the Nets team. Yeah. That's I just see the Nets and I just don't like them.
And I'm cool with putting Brooklyn right there because I had them one spot higher than Dallas, but honestly now talking out their roster, I'm cool with having them lower than Dallas.
So we have Nets at 26 then?
Yes, 26. Okay. So number 25, who do you got on your list?
The Bulls.
The Bulls. Okay, that's fine because I had Chicago, Dallas, Brooklyn, so that works out. So Brooklyn, then Chicago. Let's talk through Chicago. What are your thoughts on Caleb Wilson so far and the Bulls?
I think I kind of have similar opinions to everyone else. He's just playing super good in the summer league.
Yeah,
I was not expecting him to hit 7 threes in his first game because I think he hit 7 threes his whole season at college last year.
He did.
So that caught me a little off guard. I don't know if he's going to keep up that shooting, but regardless, he's still playing amazing.
I think he could be a solid 35 to 40% 3-point shooter. I don't think that's going to be the main focus of his game, of course not, but the Kevin Garnett comparison with him, a modernized Kevin Garnett.
Yeah.
Where it's I think that kind of works very well with his game so far from what I've seen, both in Carolina, and I do love the memes of everyone saying he's the best Tar Heel to come to Chicago ever.
Those are so funny. Yeah.
I love his confidence too. I think that's obviously we all know he's probably not going to be Michael Jordan, right? But having that confidence of being I know who Michael Jordan is, but I'm trying to be better than that.
Yeah.
I love his answer to that when they were
it's also what are you supposed to say? Or do you think you're going to be better than Michael Jordan? There's not there's only so many. Yeah. I don't know how you're supposed to answer that. No, dude,
I'm going to be mediocre. I'm going to come off the bench in my career.
Yeah. I'm just going to be an average Bulls player and not do anything.
So that puts us at, outside of Caleb Wilson as well.
I like Josh Giddey a lot. I feel like Josh Giddey's underrated.
I don't think he fits what they want.
Yeah,
with the new. So I could see him being out the door, but I love him. He's a player that I think provides a lot of value to rookies because he could just play make for Caleb Wilson all day. You know, and I think grabbing Nicholas Claxton for what they got him for, steal.
Oh yeah.
And honestly, Tiago Splitter had said that Nicholas Claxton was one of his favorite players he's ever coached. So I'm interested to see that fit that they have going on there. But overall, I think the Bulls got a really young, exciting core that could be one of the best young cores in the league. Give it a year or two. So at number 20, this puts us at 24. What do you got?
Okay. 24. I have the Warriors.
I had the Warriors one spot higher than Dallas. I had Dallas here, but we can go with the Warriors. That's fine. The Warriors, to be honest, I thought about putting them lower.
I just like. I think out of all the, this is totally off topic, but out of all the teams LeBron could go to, I think the Warriors is the worst possible option because the Warriors are going to keep getting worse. Because, and I'm just stating facts because, like, Curry's going to keep getting older, Draymond's going to keep getting older, and they're not giving up on those guys. And I'm not saying they should, but they're not giving up on those guys, and they're going to keep getting older. So they're going to keep getting worse. And they have, like, Yaxel and, like, Pods, but they don't really have any, like, young, promising players.
Agreed.
And so their star players, their, like, main motor of the team is just entering their 40s.
Yeah, I know, I agree. I think, obviously, if LeBron was on this team, I'd bring him up higher slightly, but not by much. Like, because when you're, especially in the West, you know, you have to go through the Spurs, Thunder, Nuggets, T-Wolves, Suns, you know, Lakers. Just, that's 6 teams off the top of my head, you know, without deep diving matchups and all that. And then you have to think, this team has no depth, right? They really, Yaxel will be the backup to LeBron. You know, like, he's a rookie. I can't expect him to perform extremely well year one. Or not, like...
And also, like, Yaxel's, he's not going to blow us out of the water because he's already, like, 23, 24.
Yeah.
Like, it's, like, we already know, like, he's going to get better and he's going to adapt to the NBA, but we already know what he can do. It's not like, I feel like it's different than drafting, like, a 19-year-old who, like, could be, like, amazing.
I also think that Yaxel could be on the trajectory. Now, I think this is like a floor for him, but because he's already older, and I know we're talking like 24 is not necessarily old in the NBA, but still, the NBA is getting younger and younger and younger. Yeah. And Jaime Jaquez, though, is like a great, he came in the league very young, or very old for a college player. He came in at like 23, 24.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Because he played multiple seasons in college. And then now he kind of, not necessarily fell off, but definitely took a step back from what we expected out of him, because you can't really take too many more jumps when you've come in the league so much older than...
that's kind of like my point. It's like, I don't really...
It's like we might be watching the peak of Yaxel Lindenberg is what I'm kind of getting at, you know? So I'm cool with having the Warriors there. Who do you have after the Warriors?
I have the Suns.
What?
This was rough.
Whoa! I have the Suns like, dude, no way.
Where do you have the Suns at?
11. I have them as the 11th best team in the NBA, and you have them as, what is this? 23.
Yep.
Wow. D-Book. So you don't like D-Book, Dylan Brooks, Colin Gillespie.
I mean, they kind
Now
of...
you watch, taking second year.
They kind of...
And that's
We're
fair.
just mediocre this season. Like,
I mean, they made the playoffs. Yeah, they got swept by the Thunder, but...
They made the playoffs. I mean, I don't know. They're the 8th seed. I don't know. I just feel like there's, like, a lot of, like, teams that are going to kind of, like, make a boom this year. And I feel like there are a lot of teams that are going to fall off, and a lot of... 23 is harsh. I could have put them hard. I could have put them a lot higher. Like I said, I made this in like 3 minutes.
That's fair.
So I was
That's
just
fair.
throwing stuff
fair.
out there.
Wait, where do you have Dallas on your list? You think Dallas is a better roster than the Suns? Like Cooper Flag, Kyrie coming off injury, Derek Lively, Daniel Gafford for now. Of course, who'd they draft? They took the Michigan kid before Yaxel, which I haven't heard anything about him.
Yeah,
to be honest.
I have the Mavs. I'm trying.
Holy crap!
I don't think you want to know where I got the Mavs.
Go ahead.
12.
No way, 12?
Yeah.
Wow. So
bro, okay, because listen. You have Cooper Flag, who dropped like pretty much 350 bombs as a rookie.
Yeah.
Coming into his second year, he's only gonna get better.
Yeah.
You have Kyrie coming back.
Sure.
Which I don't think he's gonna be like...
No, I think
insane,
he'll be good.
But I think he's gonna be good. Who else do they have on their? Now they have Ricochet on their roster, which I don't think he's gonna be great, but I think he could have like potential. They have Gafford, and Lively, who Lively didn't play at all last season, pretty much because he had surgery.
Fair.
Daniel Gafford was out for like half the season.
Fair.
Who is their other? PJ Washington was also kind of like out for half the season.
So you got them like above like Miami.
Yeah.
Wow.
Bro, I don't think Miami's gonna be good either.
We could get to that. I'll put Dallas just off to the side for now. We'll
Okay.
Once we get to more of a consensus. So, all right, who do you have next on the list then? After the Warriors?
Okay. Do you want me to go through like until 10?
No.
Okay, you want to go one by one?
Yeah.
Okay.
So 23.
Oh, 23 was the Suns.
Yes, you had the Suns. Okay. After
22. I have the Bulls.
Okay.
Wait, I didn't already say the Bulls, did I?
No.
My list is kind of like all messed up.
What about the? Okay, so where do you have the Clippers?
19.
19.
Where do you have the
23.
Clippers?
I have them next.
At 23?
Yeah. Well, there's
That's
Dallas.
fair. Yeah, no,
Dallas,
that's fine.
Clipper. Right now, because what I've done is I've taken our two lists and then I'm taking out the teams that we both have very similar in common.
Okay.
Right, like Pelicans, Sacramento, both 30-29. Who cares,
Yeah.
right? But right now, like we have teams like I have Dallas, the Clippers, Utah, Hornets as the next four.
Dallas, Clippers. Okay.
So what's your next four? Maybe we can dissect that. Let's come to a consensus there. Give me your next four right there. So you have Suns, Bulls.
My Trailblazers,
Trailblazers, okay. And
Wizards.
wow, we have way different lists. That's crazy. I like that though. I like that. Okay, so take me through.
Wait, where do you have the Wizards real fast?
Above the Blazers, below the Hawks.
Like what number?
Let me see. So 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19. 18 for the Blazers, 17 for the Wizards.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so then we got to come to a consensus here. I'm willing to come down a little bit on the Suns,
Okay.
but
I'll come up a little bit. Yeah, I'll come up.
but I don't think I can come that far down where we're so right after the Warriors. I'm thinking this could be potential for a team like Utah. This could be potential for a team like the Magic. This could be a potential, right? You have Chicago right in this area.
Mhm.
I already have Chicago off the list here. But let's try and find a consensus. I think the Magic might be a good fit to go right here. Where
Okay.
I could see the Hornets being better than them.
Okay.
And then I could see Utah being better than them. I don't know if I can see the Clippers, though, being better than these guys.
The Suns?
The Clippers being better than the Magic.
Oh.
And I don't think the Clippers are as good as the Suns either.
No. Clippers are not. Yeah. So what number are we at then with the Magic?
The Magic, I just have them a little higher. I'm just thinking of another team.
What you can drop down.
So yeah,
Okay.
right after the Warriors, who should we put next here?
Okay, and
right.
the Warriors are.
The Warriors are 23.
Okay.
So we're on team 22.
Team 22.
You have Phoenix and Chicago right there.
I'm okay with putting the Bulls there.
Okay. So well, right now
Bulls
I have
at 22.
at 30. I have Sacramento, 29 Pelicans, 28 Bucks, 27 Grizzlies, Brooklyn at 25.
Okay.
Those we've come to a consensus on.
Yeah.
And then this is where things kind of get a little shaky. I had Chicago, and then the Warriors. Now we can agree the Warriors can go next after
Yes.
Brooklyn,
Mhm.
and then we can go Chicago.
Yeah.
Okay, and then this next team after this, now we got to go like. This is where you have the Suns,
Okay.
but you're willing to move them up.
Yeah. I can.
So
mix
who's
up there.
next after that? You have Portland.
Yeah.
So do you think Portland is better than the Clippers? Like their roster, and it's okay to say no. I'm just genuinely
Portland's better than the Clippers.
okay. So then the Clippers move down.
Okay.
Do you think the Clippers are better than Utah? Probably.
They kind of got a lot for Kawhi.
They did, yeah. They're not going to be terrible.
I'll say, yeah, the Clippers. I think the Clippers are better than Utah.
So then Utah should be right around here. Utah, Dallas.
Yeah,
I think we can agree right on that.
Okay,
so we'll
yeah.
go Utah.
Okay.
Now we have teams like Dallas, Clippers, Hornets, Magic, Blazers right here. So let's take one of those guys. So Dallas, Clippers, Hornets, Magic, Blazers. Who's the worst of those five? And this is Dame,
Dallas,
Ja,
Clippers.
Hornets, Magic, Blazers. I'm thinking like Hornets.
I think
Mhm.
maybe the Clippers are the worst out of those teams.
Like, do we think Clippers roster is worse than Dallas's?
No, I think the Mavs roster is better than Clippers.
So then, yeah. So then the Clippers are okay. And then are the Clippers better than the Hornets?
No,
Are the Clippers better than the Magic?
no.
Are the Clippers better than the Blazers? Because it's either Clippers or Blazers right here for us. Because I'm cool with that.
I'm gonna say Clippers are worse than the Blazers, and then the Blazers.
Okay.
And then
So now we have Clippers. Now let's talk through the Clippers roster real quick. We do like, I love the Kawhi trade if it actually goes through for them.
Mhm.
Trading a 35-year-old guy. We've talked about that on the podcast before. Brandon Ingram. I didn't love Keaton Wagler's Summer League. You know, not to get too much involved in the Summer League and think too much of it. Of course, he's a young rookie point guard, but I think there's some flaws I'm seeing there where he might just need a couple years, you know. But of course, they have Darius Garland that's right there that'll kind of help be a good mentor for him because he struggled at the beginning of his career too.
Yeah.
So Clippers, and then we can go Blazers here. So the Blazers are a team, they're just taking a fat risk on Ja and just kind of hoping it works out.
Yeah, no, I honestly really like it, to be honest.
Yeah. We're getting into the spot where these teams are not going to be bad, but they're just going to be like, there's like kind of clear gaping holes in their roster.
Yeah, they just, for me, these teams they're not going to be bad, but they don't really have potential.
Yeah.
But they might just be all right.
Like probably in the 6th seed to, you know, somewhere towards 12.
Yeah,
Right
exactly.
in that range, I think is a fair spot for these few teams here. So then that leaves us with next 5 teams. We're thinking about Dallas, Charlotte, Magic, Wizards, Hawks. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. If you have another team that's in there, feel free to throw them in.
Okay.
Now, I'm thinking,
Yeah, I'm cool with those teams.
is the Mavericks roster better than the Hornets? With Naz Reid, without LaMelo,
No. Mavs, I'm going to say no.
Mavs have a worse roster than the Hornets, or vice versa?
Mavs are worse.
Mavs are worse than the Hornets. Okay. Do the Mavs have a better roster than the Magic? I think
That's
potential.
kind of tough because, like, the Mavs and the Magic are similar to me in the sense, like, they have some really good spots,
Yeah.
and then just kind of like some, like, meh spots.
Yeah, I agree. I think that I want to be so much higher because I believe so much in Paolo, but I just don't believe in the roster around him. I don't think he's been given the proper keys. That's why I
Yeah.
would have loved a Paolo for Jaylen Brown swap because, like, I think that would have been perfect for Paolo.
Yeah.
But obviously that didn't happen. The Magic, though, like, they gave up so much for Desmond Bane. They, like, Jalen Suggs, he's not really a point guard. I'm kind of cool to fit them in here right after the Blazers,
Okay.
but before the Mavs.
That's fine with me.
Yeah, so I think we go Blazers, Magic, Mavs. So that would mean we still have like Hornets, Wizards, Hawks right in this region. And
Okay.
I think you've got the Suns right in this region also.
Yeah.
So all right, so Dallas is because I think we can agree that the Hornets roster is better than Dallas's. And then same thing with the Wizards, same thing with the Hawks. I might have a couple teams here that are a little higher on my list specifically, but so then I think we're just debating now between like Hornets, Wizards, Hawks. And then I think there's kind of a line right there.
Yeah.
And then it's the other league.
Hornets, Wizards, Hawks.
I think the Hornets are the worst of the three. Roster across the board.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Still a good team. I like the Lou Dort pickup for the Hawks. I think that's a very underrated pick. Trading away Ricochet, I understand he was a number 1 overall pick, but I think they just found out quite early he just wasn't it. You know?
Especially not for them.
Yeah.
Like they kind of gave him his chance, and I don't think he's like a bust or anything, but he's Atlanta's not where he's gonna have the success he wants.
I agree. And I think Dallas taking a swing on him for nothing is perfectly fine.
They gave up like a 2nd round pick, and that was like pretty much it.
Yeah, and like we'll get to Oklahoma City, but that trade really confused me for the Thunder. I know that they needed to shed money, but I'll touch on them here because I don't have them as high as a lot of people I think do. So, but we'll get to them. So now, Wizards, Hawks, Suns is what we need to agree on. I had the Suns way higher than you did, but I'm willing to come down a little bit on that. So, Wizards, Hawks, Suns, who's got the worst roster of the three? Like if the Suns and the Hawks were to play, you think the Hawks have a worse roster than the Suns? I think that's fair.
Well, now with Lou Dort, it's a little bit tough. I don't know. Like they have like good defense, but I don't know. I'm gonna say the Hawks are the worst. Because
that's fair.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think I'll agree with you on that. I think the potential of the Wizards kind of gives them a little more. Even though I don't think that potential is really going to pan out too much because it's Anthony Davis. He's probably going to get injured. Alex Sarr, really solid.
He got better.
Yeah, I agree, but I think they're just relying so much on having another big next to Alex Sarr, and Anthony Davis just isn't going to be there.
Yeah.
And
Alex Sarr definitely needs help.
Yeah. And if they were to go and trade with like the Mavs and go get Gafford, I'd feel a lot better about them than somebody like Anthony Davis next to him.
Yeah. I will say though, Anthony Davis has had some good seasons in the past 5 years.
I just hope that he stays healthy.
Yeah.
That's the whole thing with him.
Yeah.
AJ Debonsa, I think he's going to be really good in this league one day. I don't know if the Wizards have a competent roster around him to fit his skill set, because I think there's going to be a bit of like a murky clutteredness in that 3, 4, 5 position with Alex Sarr, AD, and AJ. None of them stretch the floor great, and that's my big question for them. Is just like, can you really is Trae Young's spacing going to be enough? And Trae Young only spaces when he has the ball in his hands. He ain't doing shit if he doesn't have the ball in his hands.
Yeah.
He's standing there.
And not to mention his defense is terrible.
And his defense is awful. It's gotten better, but it's still awful.
Yeah.
So cool. I think we can agree the Wizards are right there, and then we can just slot in the Suns right after them.
Perfect. And then what is that on the number
so
scale?
Now we're on, let's go down the list. So I'll just recap real quick because I know it got a little murky there, but I think we've gotten a good flow here now. So at 30 we have Sacramento, 29 Pelicans, 28 Bucks, 27 Grizzlies, 26 Brooklyn, 25 Warriors, 24 Chicago, 23 Utah, 22 Clippers, 21 Blazers, 20 Magic, 19 Mavs, 18 Hornets, 17 Hawks, 16 Wizards, 15 Suns. So we've done the first 15.
Okay.
So you can just take off the teams that we've already listed on your list, and we'll just go 15 to 1.
Okay.
So at number 15, who do you got?
Number 15. Okay, I gotta move some stuff around.
Yeah. Do your thing.
I'm gonna say 15. I have the Rockets.
Okay, I had them at 14.
Okay.
Who do you have at 14?
Pacers.
Oh, we're gonna have to discuss that. I got them way higher than that. But okay, cool. I like that. So Houston, I'm cool with putting them here. I think that they have a good roster. I think they're relying on a lot of Fred VanVleet's health with just being a competent point guard that can really carry this roster.
And like even if they did have him this year, they were just kind of a mess. Like any close game, it was just like if you gave me a close game and it was the Rockets and like any other team in the NBA, they're like, who do you think is gonna come out on top in the last 3 minutes of this tied game? I would pick any team but the Rockets.
I agree. It's because the Rockets should have that number one solidified scorer closer, and it theoretically would be Kevin Durant.
Yeah.
Right? But, I mean, when
you want to know the problem with Kevin Durant is he's not a good playmaker.
I agree.
And so when they come to double team him, he doesn't know what to do.
That's what I was
like
going to say.
Steph, guys like Anthony Edwards or LeBron or Luka that all get double teamed, they all play make out of it. They can all dribble out of it.
Exactly.
Kevin Durant, he kind of just like
rises up, shoots over him, or makes a terrible play.
Yeah, and I feel like that's why before him as the number one option, especially when he had like Steph and Clay right next to him, it was like he never had to deal with that.
Exactly, because there was no double teaming Golden State at that time. I do think that they desperately could use, honestly, like if they had a Rajon Rondo type player on this roster, right? Now, of course, I'm just talking playmaking aspect. I know he doesn't stretch the floor per se, and he's obviously out of the league at this point, but somebody who's just more pass first.
Yes.
They need, like TJ McConnell.
Yeah.
Would be great on this roster. Even like Colin Gillespie. Those are just lower names that I think they could trade for because they don't really, unless they trade like a Sengun, they're not going to really get, they don't have a lot of value here. Or they give up an Eason or a Jabari Smith or something like that. But I'm cool with slotting them there at 15.
Okay.
I think that's actually 14 if I'm not mistaken. But so the next team up, you have the Pacers after Houston.
Yeah.
I have them a lot higher than that.
But
I have them at 5. Because we got to remember, this is the NBA Finals run, Tyrese Halliburton.
Yeah, I totally agree. But I was also thinking a lot of like regular season into this. And if you remember when they went on that finals run, they weren't like that crazy in the regular season. I don't remember what seed they were.
I think they were like 4 or 5.
Yeah, they were like the 5th seed. And I could have been a lot nicer, but it's kind of just like, especially in injury like the Achilles injury, and you never know how players are going to recover from it. I think because Tyrese Halliburton's game is a lot on like IQ and playmaking, I think he'll be all right.
Yeah.
But then again, you just never know how players are going to come back from those injuries.
I do think, though, they did bring in Zubac.
But I just don't think he's really that much better than Miles Turner. If he is like better than like Miles Turner.
Not only Zubac, though, I think they did address a big question mark in they needed some wing depth that they just didn't have. They brought in Kelly Oubre. I think Kelly Oubre is a bit of an underrated signing. Not something crazy that's like guaranteed a championship or something like that. I think they're just one of those teams that they follow like it's the rule of like addition by subtraction, where they don't really need a lot to be. Tyrese Halliburton, with his like heliocentric offense that they do run, where it's through him, he elevates the play of everyone else around him.
That is true.
You know, so I think a worse version of Miles Turner, Zubac, for example, who Zubac's a better rebounder, but doesn't stretch the floor as well.
Yeah.
I think he could be a lot better with the Tyrese Halliburton than when he was with the Clippers and he had, you know, old James Harden, beat up James Harden or something like that.
Yeah. I could have been nicer to the Pacers.
Eventually somebody does need to fall. You know?
It was more of just like, I just think there are other teams that I just am more confident in them being better.
Okay, so we'll come to an agreement somewhere in the middle. We'll put the Pacers on the side.
Pacers
I can come down on the Pacers because 5 might have been a bit of a stretch, but I'll come down on them. We'll meet somewhere in the middle there. So after the Pacers, who do you have?
Gotta put on my list.
Because I had a team before the Rockets and before the Pacers.
Okay, Pacers, I have the Heat.
Okay. I have the Heat. So I guess like I had it Lakers. So the Lakers would have been before Houston in my book.
Okay.
Right. But I was cool with moving them up slightly.
Okay.
So you have the Heat. I had the Heat right after the Rockets. So that's cool.
Wait, what did you have the Heat at? I want to see if we agreed on like one thing.
So I had Lakers, Rockets, Heat.
Okay.
So that means like the Heat would have been what, 12 on
Okay.
my list or something like that.
Okay.
But okay, I can agree with the Heat here because I just had moved them one
Yeah.
spot down basically. Yeah, I don't love the fit. I think it's a big question mark. I think especially they lost Norman Powell.
That sucked.
That's
'Cause
kind of the dagger.
He was just one of those good players where it's like those are kind of the players you want on a championship team. Those are like the good role players that are actually. Well, I would say he's more than a role
He was
player
an
now.
all-star.
Yeah, he's more than a role player now. But like, he's a good addition to a team that's like, okay, this player is gonna be able to play, and like he doesn't have to be the number one option. He doesn't even have to be the number 2 or 3 option.
Yeah.
But he's still gonna get you really good buckets and like be a just great contributor, like actually winning games.
Because right now, like their third option is just a huge question mark. You know, like outside of Bam and obviously Giannis, you're looking at Andrew Wiggins, you know, Davion Mitchell.
That's where I think it gets worse. Your fourth, I love Davion Mitchell, and I think that I love his play style, and he's like a really good piece to the right puzzle.
Yeah.
But if he's your fourth option, I think you have a problem.
I agree.
And I think he's a great player, but I'm just saying, if he's your fourth option, you have a problem.
Yeah, I think he could be like Cole Anthony when the Heat were on their run and, you know, Cole Anthony was on the roster. Or, sorry, I'm thinking Norris Cole. Sorry. The backup point guard for the Heat when they went on their championship run.
Yeah.
Davion Mitchell fits that to a T, right? But, I mean, sure, Simone Fontecchio is cool. They brought him in. Bobby Portis is here too. But overall, this roster lacks.
Yeah. Well, that's just what I think is like, I kind of don't like how Giannis wanted to be traded because they had to give up so much that it's like now the team you're going to isn't a championship team anymore because they had to give up so much for you. And like, if you would have done like at least a sign and trade,
Yeah.
you could have went a lot cheaper, or if you could just win in free agency, I know you would have had to wait longer. And
I think with him, I'm glad that the trade happened finally because I was so sick and tired of like, oh, he wants to be traded. Oh, he doesn't. Oh, he wants to. Oh, he doesn't.
That was stupid.
You know, like, but I do agree with you in the sense of like, you have to give up the kitchen just to have the sink. You know, it's
Yeah.
like, you don't have anything else around him. You have literally negative spacing with Bam, Giannis, Andrew Wiggins. Like, Davion Mitchell is a solid 3-point shooter, but I mean, Simone Fontecchio helped them stretch the floor, but they're not going to run some lineup of like, you have to play Bam, Giannis minimum. Wiggins is going to play, you know, Davion you would assume is going to play. Their point guard play just awful. They've been so desperate they might sign Bronny.
Yeah, I don't know. I just don't like. I think obviously like if you have Giannis, you're gonna be good.
Yeah.
And like Bam was playing good. If you have like Giannis and Bam, like they're gonna be good. But
like realistically, if a team just stacks a 2-3 zone, are they really?
they're screwed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because Giannis is like he's. I'm not gonna say he's a bad shooter, but he's definitely not a good shooter.
I would rather let Giannis shoot threes all day on me than let him drive to the rim.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
So I'm glad that we're on a consensus there with the Heat because realistically, this roster's terrible outside of Bam and Giannis.
Yeah.
Like it just is.
Yeah.
So who do you have after the Heat here? I'm curious to see where you have the Lakers, but you might
all
be
I'm gonna say is
higher.
the Lakers are a lot different than what you had.
I think you have them a lot higher. I think your Lakers are like my Pacers. I believe in the Pacers, like where I have them super high.
Yeah. Well, okay. Why I have the Lakers high? I don't believe in the Lakers. I believe in Luka.
I think they're going to be the opposite of the Pacers, where they're going to be a very high seed. They're just not going to do much in the playoffs.
Well, yeah. Okay. When I was making these, like, I think I was kind of going for just like overall standings. Like thinking a little bit about playoffs, but also I was thinking about like 80% record, like 20% like actual playoffs.
And that's
I
fair.
think you were thinking more like
I think I was kind of combining them both because I do know the Pacers are. I always think at power ranking, like how dangerous are you? Like, and they've been on a finals run.
Mm-hmm.
So do I trust the Pacers going on another one more than I do the Lakers for sure?
Yeah, I think that's fair.
And the Lakers, like, I don't trust. I mean, they don't have garbage around. Like, how do I
They
put
make
this?
decent signings.
They don't have a wing to defend nobody.
Yeah.
Nobody's defending the wing. And when you have somebody like Luka, who is already a hunted player, like defense. The Celtics literally proved when they won the finals, they were going to make Luka defend if the Mavs wanted to win a game. And sure, they won one game. It was a gentleman's sweep. But, like, realistically, you need defenders around Luka, and they didn't do that. They brought in Austin Reeves. Quentin Grimes is not a great defender. Colin Sexton, he plays hard. He just doesn't have the size. I don't love the Lakers roster.
Kessler's a good defender, but that's one good defender.
That's like Donovan Mitchell playing with Rudy Gobert and being like, they have a great defense. You know, like I don't think that you need everyone else to step up around him. That's why, like, the Wolves, they've got a great defense because there's more than one name there that is a great defender,
Yeah.
Okay, so, wait, who did you have after the Heat?
Okay, after the Heat, I had the Mavs at 12. I had Heat 13, Mavs 12.
Okay, after the Mavs.
I'm not gonna lie,
we wiped the Mavs off the board.
That's
so
right.
after them,
yeah, I kind of forgot about that.
That's great. 12.
The Sixers.
Wow. So, you think the Sixers are worse than the Lakers? You think that, and that's fine to say that. You think they're worse than the Pistons?
Yeah. I think they're worse.
Worse than the Cavs? Now let's take it as
they're worse than the Cavs. The Sixers are worse than the Cavs.
Really?
Yeah.
No, they're not.
Dude, when we get to our top 5 teams, I think ours are 100% different.
I think we've got 4 in the top 5 the same. But outside of that, I have the Pacers, obviously. But, so, the 76ers, they're in my top 6. I mean, they're literally
I
number
think
6.
that's fair. I was kind of just going off, like, assuming that they don't get LeBron. Not that I'm not saying I think he's not going to go there, but I'm saying assuming they don't get him. I'll put him a little bit higher than, like...
I don't think that they're going to win a championship with this roster. I don't think so, because I don't think you can justify Embiid being healthy, right?
I'm okay going higher than 12, but not as high as 6. Okay. I don't want to put him at 6.
So now then we've got a debate here of, like, so where do you have the Pistons? Because I just don't think the Pistons roster is better than
I don't think the Pistons roster is great, but I have them at 7.
So you think the Pistons have a better roster than the Sixers? Really? Like, this is a team that can't score other than Cade. And then they needed to desperately go get a playmaker, and they just didn't.
They technically have time.
Who?
Well, they could still go for Sabonis.
What, Aaron Wiggins? Sabonis is your solution? Sabonis is you are a Kings fan.
I'm throwing stuff out there. Okay. Listen, I'm okay with putting the Pistons lower, and I'm okay with putting the Sixers higher.
I think the Pistons too. I don't like the way that the Jalen Duren stuff is going down.
Yeah.
How a contract has still not been finished, I don't understand it at all.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
I'm pulling up the Pistons roster because I kind of want to dive a little bit deeper into this.
Sure, yeah. So
yeah, actually, now that I'm like looking at their roster, I'll go lower than 7.
Like, they got Cade, Asar, Jalen Duren. They lost Tobias Harris, their number 2 scorer.
Oh yeah, that's right.
They brought in, who is it, Aaron Wiggins? I don't think he fulfills the role of the Tobias Harris at all. They lost Karis LeVert, which whatever. They don't have Beef Stew here anymore.
They have Isaiah Joe.
Oh, Isaiah Joe is who was. Aaron
Yeah.
Wiggins went to the Hawks. That's right. But does he fill the role of a solidified number 2?
No, but he's good. Isaiah Joe's good.
Yeah, no, he is. But you lost Beef Stew. There's bad. The
He
depth
didn't
is
play. He didn't. He played, but like I would not say he was that big of like a contributor to them like actually winning.
I think that he just provides some center depth there. That
Yeah.
with
Now they don't
especially
really have.
the Jalen Duren stuff really does worry me because
Yeah.
like he could easily be a Sacramento King tomorrow.
Yeah.
And then sure you have Sabonis, but
You don't really want Sabonis.
no, I
Yeah.
don't.
Okay.
I don't.
Okay. 7 was not a good.
So then
I still think they'll be good because Cade
better than
Cade,
the Sixers though. That's the question. Because you have
no,
the
not better than the Sixers.
Okay, so then I think the Pistons can be right around here. We can kind of mix a couple teams in here. So who do you have after the 76ers? Because you just had the 76ers there.
Okay. After the Sixers, I have the Nuggets at 10.
Okay, so right now I had Lakers, Pistons, Cavs, Nuggets. So I had the Cavs worse than the Nuggets because I just don't believe in the Cavs. But that might be me hating a little bit. So
Yeah.
I'm cool with doing Heat, Pistons, and then we go and throw the Nuggets in there because I think the Nuggets should have kind of taken a swing. They're still waiting on Peyton Watson as well. That worries
Okay.
me also. He's not signed, so theoretically he could dip.
Yeah.
And then he could be. I know that he was tied to like the Clippers.
Mhm.
He was tied to Sacramento would be a solid spot for him.
Oh yeah.
Those are the only 2 teams that are, like have decent money left.
Yeah.
So, okay. Now, who is after the Nuggets for you?
The Raptors.
I just think the Raptors. Now, this is with Kawhi. You think the Raptors have a better or a worse roster than the Cavs?
Yeah.
I think in a 7-game series, I take the Raptors over the Cavs just because they took them to 7 this year and then they added Kawhi for Brandon Ingram and Grady Dick, who didn't do shit for them in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Versus the Cavs didn't do shit in the offseason.
But okay, here's the thing though. Brandon Ingram played bad, but you give him another 7-game series and he's gonna play better because he played like pretty bad
For sure,
And-
but that's not the discussion though. Is so that almost adds to my point.
Yeah.
About Brandon Ingram played bad, so now you substitute that bad play for Kawhi Leonard,
Yeah.
and they might win that series. I think they win that series because
But the thing, okay, so the Cavs have like obviously Donovan Mitchell, who out of those 2 teams, he's the best player out of those 2 teams.
yeah, sure.
They have
Evan Mobley.
Evan Mobley and Jared Allen, who that's honestly, in my opinion, I think that's a really good front court.
I think I take. This might be a hot take.
Okay.
I think I take the Scotty Barnes, Colin Murray Boyle duo over Jared Allen, Evan Mobley.
I just think that like they just check all my boxes for a front court. Like Evan Mobley and Jared Allen, great defense.
Yeah.
You can't say they're not good defenders.
No, they are. Yeah,
Stretch the floor.
not Jared
I mean,
Allen.
not Jared Allen, not Jared Allen, but at least like Evan Mobley can shoot.
Like, I think also Colin Murray Boyles takes another leap this year.
Mhm.
He was only a rookie last year.
Yeah,
and
that
he
is
played
true.
great defense for them in the playoffs.
Yeah, he did.
And I also just think that the addition of Kawhi Leonard, maybe I'm just so clung on like the 2019 run that he had with the Raptors.
It's a whole new Raptors team though.
Yeah, but I'm saying like the energy that that Raptors team had, I think a lot of that came from Kawhi.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
So him being back there, I mean, and in my eyes, like they didn't give up much of their actual depth because yeah, you plug out Brandon Ingram, but you substitute Kawhi, and then it's Grady Dick. You know, which whatever. They kept Jamal Shed though. I thought that was huge.
Mhm.
They still have Emmanuel Quickley, which Emmanuel Quickley was hurt a lot in that playoff series.
That is true. Yeah.
So, not saying that they're going to be like, I just have them higher than the Cavs by 1 spot. We are talking 1 spot here.
yeah. Oh yeah, I think they're close. And I think the Cavs, that's my favorite spot for where LeBron's gonna go.
Really?
Yeah, I think he's
They're
most.
screwed though if he doesn't go there. They re-signed James Harden.
Yeah, James Harden, he didn't play. He played bad, but not bad enough to be like, oh, they're screwed if they have him again.
Throughout his career though, he's never been good in the playoffs.
Oh yeah, no, without a doubt.
So that's also what I got to think about too. Is like Raptors Cavs in a
I
7-game
think
series.
also what was the hard part with James Harden is he couldn't figure out what like role he needs to play
Yeah.
on that team, because the role he needs to play on that team wasn't the role he was playing. The role he needs to play is you're the point guard.
Pure playmaker.
You're the point guard. Yes, that's where you need the assist leaders, James Harden, minus the points.
If he was on Houston with just being the pure playmaker,
Yeah,
oh my god, that roster would be good.
yeah,
But I'll give you this, since you've been, moving your list a lot towards mine, I'll give you the Raptors below the Cavs
okay.
for
Okay.
this power ranking. And that's fair. I think that's pretty fair there. So now we have, after the Cavs, who do you have?
Okay, well, what spot are we on? Because I had the Cavs at 6.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is the 8th best team in the league.
The 8th. That's where I have the Lakers.
I can agree with the
And
Lakers there.
My reason for the Lakers at 8 is because, like I said, I don't think they're going to win a championship next year at all.
I just think that the Cavs and the Raptors have a better roster.
And honestly, I would say all around, yes. All around, they 100% have a more well-rounded roster, both those teams. But the thing that gets me is like, I
I
have the Cavs over the Lakers technically.
Yeah, but I guess that's fair. So
Yeah.
I would be comfortable with that. How about we go Raptors, Lakers, Cavs?
Yeah, okay, yeah, that's fine. I'm cool with that.
But the Lakers, I don't trust Luka at all. I love JJ Redick as a head coach so far. I think everything he's done is great.
Yeah.
I just don't know how you can defensively scheme this roster.
Yeah, that's going to be where they struggle.
Yeah.
But I just think they have like they have Luka, they have a decent big man,
Yeah.
they have Grimes.
Yeah.
Who honestly I like Grimes.
Yeah, I just don't think he defends. Like, I don't think you need him to score.
Defense, okay, yeah. Defense is terrible.
Yeah.
Offense is good.
What they should have done, for as cheap as Lou Dort was, why didn't they get involved in that?
Yeah, that would have been a great.
He would have been that great defensive wing for them.
Yeah.
And he defends a lot bigger than he is.
Yeah.
That's where I kind of question just the Lakers moves. I think that they just heard, oh, LeBron's out the door. Let's just sign everybody we can into this roster to fill the roster, and then we'll figure everything out later.
Yeah.
And I don't love that per se.
Yeah.
But okay, so now we've got the final 7 teams. So
Okay.
we've got the Celtics, the Knicks, the Spurs, the Thunder, the Pacers, the 76ers, the Wolves. Who is the worst of those teams?
So who do I have at 7?
Yeah.
The Pistons.
Well, Pistons
do we
are
not?
off the list.
Oh shit.
So
sorry.
the Pistons we had below the Nuggets.
Okay.
But so that's where we're between. I guess we would have the Pacers
Okay.
here.
Wait. Name those teams again. Sorry.
Wolves, Sixers, Pacers, Thunder, Knicks, Celtics, Spurs. So I guess because you had the Pacers way lower than I did.
Yeah.
So I think
the
this would be
Pacers
a
on the
good
board?
spot. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Pacers.
So the Pacers are off. I think that's fair. So now we have Wolves, Sixers, which you had the Sixers lower as well.
Yeah.
Thunder, Knicks, Celtics, Spurs. So I think we can agree here then.
Okay. I'm
that
going
the
Sixers.
Sixers.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going Sixers.
I had their roster above the Wolves just because I think that take Embiid out of their roster, that 3-headed monster between Edgecombe, Maxey, and Jaylen Brown is genuinely terrifying.
That's still a great team. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Because, it's kind of the same. It's like the opposite of the Warriors. Like VJ Edgecombe's good, he's going to keep getting better.
Yeah.
Tyrese Maxey's already an all-star, he's going to keep getting better.
Yeah.
Jaylen Brown is a MVP candidate, and honestly, he's like right in the middle of his prime, and he's not going anywhere anytime soon. So it's like,
I hope for their sake, Embiid he doesn't even need to be crazy.
yeah,
Like he just needs to be 70% Embiid,
Mhm.
and they have an extremely dangerous team. And
Yeah.
they have Dean Wade. Underrated signing.
Yeah.
Very underrated player.
And if they potentially get LeBron too.
And yeah, that's terrifying. If they get
Yeah.
LeBron, I think LeBron doesn't go to Philly. Like, honestly, I think it'd be genius for him to go to San Antonio. I know they're not even on the board,
Yeah,
and
that's
won't.
not gonna happen. But yeah, that would.
But they were just the team that lost the NBA championship, and then he goes there and he wins them a championship, or they go and they win, and he plays with, he kind of hands the crown over to Victor Wembanyama.
That would be kind of cool.
I also think the Celtics are just a great fit. That might be a little biased, but
Yeah.
I think they are a great
Well, the
fit.
thing about LeBron, and I'm not trying to glaze LeBron, but I mean, any team really is like a good fit for.
Oh yeah,
It's like,
any team on this list that he lands on goes up in the power ranking,
Yeah.
for sure.
yeah,
Except for maybe honestly, the Warriors we talked about probably don't go up too much. with
yeah.
him.
And it's like I like the players on the Warriors, but it's just the facts. Like you have
They're just not good.
almost 40-year-old Steph Curry, and I still think I think he's very effective.
Yeah.
But it's just that you can't deny the fact that he's just gonna get worse because he was like having trouble holding up this season.
Yeah.
And he was a reporter was like, "You okay, Steph?" And he was like,
I'm getting too old for this or whatever. Yeah.
Oh, well, actually, what I pretty much structurally, his knee is fine, but they just hurt because he's just getting old.
Yeah.
And just things like that,
Mhm.
like his ankles, his knees, it's not going to get any better, and it's just going to keep.
And his
kinda
game
hindering
revolves around him running around the court.
Yeah,
So, all right, that leads us to our final 5 teams. The Wolves, the Knicks, the Celtics, the Thunder, the Spurs. Who's the worst of that bunch?
Wolves, Knicks, Celtics, Thunder, Spurs. So we're in the top 5.
We are in the top 5.
I have Wolves at 5.
I also have the Wolves at 5. I
Okay.
think I had them at 6, but that's fine. Or I guess I had them at 7 because I had the Pacers at 5 and I had
Okay.
the Sixers at 6. So that's
Okay.
but that's fine. The Wolves at 5 I can agree on. Of the other 4 teams, we're talking.
Yeah, the other 4 teams are like
There's a line.
contenders. Yeah, that's another line. Yeah,
I don't think the Wolves are a championship contender. Like I think they could
I could
be.
see them making a run.
Yeah, I think they could be like the Pacers where they
Mhm.
make a run.
Yeah,
But can they do it on these other 4 teams? I think could consistently do it.
yeah.
So yeah, the Wolves at number 5, I think that's totally fine. Let's go to your number 4.
I have the Knicks. Is this where you have the Thunder?
I do have the Thunder.
Okay,
here.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's fine.
Yeah.
I'm fine with the Thunder at 4.
I just think they got worse,
Yeah,
right? Like Adai Mara doesn't look great in Summer League. He just looks like he's going to need time to develop, which is not their timeline. Their timeline's now, right? They lost Aaron Wiggins, Isaiah Joe, Lou Dort to bring back Isaiah Hartenstein, right? So I think they just lost a lot of depth.
yeah.
And sure, the point guard from, was it Purdue that they drafted, the old rookie, 24 or 25-year-old rookie?
Oh, yeah.
I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but he looks good. He looks pretty solid. I just think like you had said, I think there's teams that are going to take a leap, and I just don't think they're going to be one of them.
Yeah, I just still think the reason why I had him so high, I had him at 2. And the reason why I had him there is just obviously SGA.
Yeah.
And then Jalen Williams is kind of tough. Or J-Dub, I should say, is what I'm referring to. Because he's obviously a great player. He's great on defense, great on offense. He had that lingering hamstring, which hopefully got better over the offseason.
And his thumb. He had something going on with his thumb, too.
Yeah, it was he tore something in his wrist, I'm pretty sure.
There, yeah.
And then he played through it the whole entire playoffs in 2025. And then got surgery on it. And then literally said, I am afraid to shoot because my wrist is not the same.
And that's scary. We've seen that with Ben Simmons.
Yeah.
Ben Simmons,
he literally said, he's I am scared to shoot. I'm just not shooting the ball because my wrist just doesn't feel the same.
Yeah, and that's what worries me though with the Thunder is they don't have the depth. If he goes out again, they don't have the Isaiah Joes and the Aaron Wiggins to take over.
Yeah.
Sure, they have Jared McCain still, which he'll be starting finally.
Oh, that'll be fun to watch.
That'll be cool, but I just don't think overall that they have the talent that they once did have versus the Spurs got better
Yeah.
right? The Celtics.
Oh, dude, the Spurs. I have an interesting thing to say about Dylan Harper.
Okay.
But the thing about Dylan Harper that like, I'm not gonna say I don't like it, but I don't like necessarily appreciate it. Is this whole like, I want to be a starter and I'm gonna go somewhere else if I'm not a starter yet, because it's kind of like, because did you kind of hear about that?
Yeah.
He was like, I want to go somewhere where I'm a starter. Like,
Yeah.
if that's not here, then that's not here. And what I don't like about that is, first of all, you're gonna leave the Spurs. Where do the Spurs not have the brightest future in the whole entire NBA?
I agree, but at the same time, though, I love what Dylan Harper said because he is, like, he outplayed Fox.
Oh, 100%.
Right?
Yeah.
Sure, Fox was not 100% in the finals. I get that. But at the same time, like, Harper just looks better than,
Yeah, 100%.
than what I think even Fox right now at 100%, I don't think would be what I think Dylan Harper could be. Right. And that's where I think he's kind of thinking is like, hey, look, I'm better than Fox. There should be no reason I'm coming off the bench. Right.
Yeah. And I like that too. It was just more kind of the thing of like,
I
you don't
get
want
it,
to
him
leave
being
San
like,
Antonio.
look, I'm not super, like, we all love the idea of like lifers for a team, like Giannis if he would have been a Buck for life, or Devin Booker with some Phoenix or something like that. But I think realistically in today's league, that's just super unrealistic now because
totally.
Everyone wants to win tomorrow, and also everyone wants their bag. And then we're giving general managers such short leashes now where it's like, if you don't win in a couple years, like, I'm out. And I agree with you on that. I don't love that. Like, if he's not a starter, so if he ends up coming off the bench this year, is he just going to request a trade? Like, I don't love that because that kind of but that's
I think what they're planning with the Spurs is they don't want to trade De'Aaron Fox right now because no one wants him right now, but I think they're hoping that he has a good start to the season.
I agree.
And then they'll trade him halfway through the season,
Trade him by the deadline
if he starts balling out, and then that way they just get so much more for him.
I agree. I like that. That's kind of what I've been on board with. Is honestly, I've been really on board with them just moving off of him because I do believe in Harper, and I think that he's got everything that you kind of want out of a point guard. And then him and Castle can just build on their own chemistry. So I think in general, I would personally trade him. Just so that I could let Dylan Harper rock out.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
And then you go, honestly, like, I think he's an intriguing piece for somebody like the Pelicans who don't really have anything going on other than like Jeremiah Fears and Derek Queen. And you can go use him as the main piece to go get like Trey Murphy. Right? The money would match and then you just throw picks on it. Sure, you probably need to give 3 first-round picks to go get him, but I think you eventually got to take a risk on your guy, and I would like that for them.
Yeah.
But so we need to come to a consensus at number 3. So I guess the 4 teams left, right? Thunder, Knicks, Celtics, Spurs. You had the Thunder at 2. I had them at 4. So I guess that defaults them to 3. So who do you have at 3?
So Knicks are at 4, Thunder 3.
Well, no. Yeah. So based off, you had the Thunder initially at 2. I had them initially at 4.
Yeah, so they're 3.
So they default to 3.
So have we figured out 4 yet then?
So now we need to figure out 4.
Okay.
So you have the Knicks where?
I had the Knicks at 4.
I also had the Knicks, or I had the Knicks at 3. So they will default to 4 because of Thunder 3.
Okay, yeah, sure. Yeah.
The Knicks, like, they lost Mitchell Robinson. Sure, I am on board with the mentality of like, you run it back until it literally dies. But I just don't think that they can compete with like the Spurs.
Mitchell Robinson's not hard to replace.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah.
You replace him with Andre Drummond, and I think that's solid enough.
Yeah.
But we haven't seen a repeat in a champion in a minute now. So what's it been, like 10 years?
Last one was like the Warriors in 2018. So
yeah, so just under 10 years. You know, like, I doubt the Knicks repeat. Of all the teams in the league, I just don't think that they do. I think the refs do crack down on a lot of what like Jalen Brunson does and what Shea does and what Trae Young does, James Harden too, where the flopping thing, it kind of got to go. Like, I'm on board in the playoffs with letting those guys play. And yes, I think the Knicks have one of the best rosters, but I just don't think they'll repeat just because of that. Also, I'm praying that the addition by subtraction with the Celtics works.
Yeah.
Because they traded away Jaylen Brown. You're taking a big risk by doing so.
Yeah.
And who knows?
So you have Celtics.
I had Celtics at 2.
Okay, I was gonna say if you had Celtics at 1.
No.
I was gonna be like a little bit mad at that.
I think the Spurs have the best roster in the league.
Oh yeah. The Spurs, without a doubt, I feel like are number 1.
Bringing in Tobias Harris, extremely underrated player right there. So I think we can agree. So Spurs. So where'd you have the Celtics at 2?
I just Celtics at 3.
3. Okay,
Yeah.
so it would be Spurs, Celtics, Thunder, Knicks. 1 through 4.
Yes.
Yeah. So Spurs, I think we both agree, just top to bottom, best roster. Another year under Stephon Castle's belt. Another year under Dylan Harper's belt. It's just going to propel them so much more. The Celtics, I mean...
And keep in mind, like, again, obviously they made it to the finals, but Wemby was on a minutes restriction for, like, he was either out or on a minutes restriction for, like, probably 70% of the year, I think. So...
Yeah, I mean, also, I think by bringing in more vets and having De'Aaron Fox more healthy, bringing in a vet like Tobias Harris, that does kind of like, they led 75% of the finals. So theoretically, they should have won.
Yeah.
Right? They just couldn't close. So now you have Fox, who hopefully will be healthy. You have Tobias Harris, who hopefully will be healthy and be able to provide that, like, hey, yo, guys, calm down. We got this. That they can actually, get over the hump. And I think they did exactly what they needed to do. I think it would have been really easy to just panic and been like, oh, shoot, we need to make some big splash. We need to bring in, we need to trade for Giannis or something like that. They didn't, and I'm glad they didn't.
Yeah.
The Celtics, I mean, I'm just praying that I do think that they made
somehow, like, I don't know how they were so good this year. Like, I know how, but like, I just didn't expect it. Yeah. Well, Jaylen Brown. I didn't expect them to do so good this year, and I don't know. I feel like even though like they don't look like amazing, I still think they'll be fine.
The Celtics also, when Jason Tatum, his usage rate when it's above 30%, they're like 76-6 or something like that. They're insane record. Yeah. So we're actually going to be able to see him with the full keys and with a full competent roster. I don't mind that. They also have the Mitchell Robinson signing. Neemias Queta stayed as well. That depth at the center position is huge. And then last but not least, like the Knicks, like we had talked about. I think that they're just one of those teams that just won't repeat. Good roster, but a repeating roster in a dynasty, I don't know.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Any final thoughts?
No. I think that's a good list right there.
Yeah, I think we started off a little rough on like once we got
what was like, you started from the bottom, I started from the top.
Yeah.
And my problem was like, I just got to the point where I started from the top, and then I was like, okay, it's getting hard now that I'm at the 10th spot. So then I went to the bottom, and then I went from like the bottom, and then so my last few spots were in the middle, and I was like kind of all over the place with my list.
The way I made my list was just like, I basically said, I started with Sacramento, and then I'm like, okay, are the Celtics better than Sacramento? Yeah. Or and I kind of went through every team, and then I'd be like, are the Celtics better than the Knicks? In my opinion, yeah. Are the Celtics or are the Warriors better than the Bulls?
Yeah.
Yes or no or whatever. That's how I made my list.
Totally.
But overall, I think it was pretty solid. So
cool. Yeah. Yeah, I feel like we were in here for like an hour and a half.